All right. I thought I would. Hi. Sorry. Welcome back to the stream. I thought I would jump right into it rather than wait for a few seconds. I had to reset my setup here, but that's okay. We were in. We were in the advent of code. Oh. It's 2 dots. There we go. And let me get some audio going. I'm going to try to see getting the audio working this time. And if it's too loud, please let me know. I did some tests before I started, but I don't know if that's going to be too loud or not. All right, so I'm all set. I'm all set here. I'm all set here. So one of the things before I start with this guy here on day 2, I wanted to take one more look at day 1. Because I think this can be cleaner, right? I think we can map over this vec of nums. Because there was a trick I learned a few streams ago where you can actually do you can convert a Boolean into an int or a usize and then just add them all up. So it goes something like nums iter and then map x, and we got to do nums windows, right? Of 2 iter map x, and this is going to give us a vec of 2, and we can just say x of 0 is less than x of 1 as usize, right? And then just do a sum on that, right? Because this will be true if this is less than this, and then we convert to a usize, which converts to an integer, and we should be able to get the same exact answer. So does this work? Question mark. And we'll see if that works. And if so, then we've got a very easy one-liner. I forgot the exclamation point, and there's no iter on Windows. So how do we iterate here? How are we iterating there? Do we just go directly to the map? You cannot infer type parameter s. Do I have to say collect I32 and then some? Value of type I32 cannot be built from iter. But if we map, we should be able to map Rust confuses me. Do I have to iterate on that? I shouldn't have to, right? I should be able to actually, because we're doing a map, we should be able to fold, right? We should be able to fold over 0 and A, and then just return, A and B, right? That's the way fold works. And then say A plus B. Right? I mean, that's the way fold works, right? Still 2 errors. Closing delimiter. I forgot the closing delimiter here. Okay. Oh, that worked. Okay, so does it run? Yes, it gives the same answer. Okay, so we can simplify this a bunch. We can make a little function that does this, right? So fn increasing, and we can pass in nums, which is a reference to vec I32, and we can say what the window is, win size, usize, and it returns a usize. And then we can just take this we have to change this value in here too. So let's call this an offset, right? And that way we can say offset -1 here, or offset +1 here, and say 0 to offset. Get rid of that, and this should work. Increasing nums and 1. It does not check. Oh, did I forget a unclosed delimiter? I thought I put that there. Oh, did I have an extra one here? Yeah. Okay. There we go. So this should also give us 1581. It does. So I can just say this now. Part 1 equals this. Actually, I like this way better. Trying to navigate too quickly. And then part 2 should just be the same thing with just a different window size, right? Or a different offset of 3. Of 2. No, of 3, that's right. And I'm leaving this here just to double check. That they're the same. Although I do have the number right there. Yeah, 1618. Okay, so this all goes away. And that simplifies day 1 a lot. I like it. Let me also change this. I don't want to print hello world anymore. And we're going to eventually add day 2, but let's clean this up first. Get status. Oh, I'm going to check in with Clippy. Clippy's not happy. Oh, it should be this. So can we just do some? Unnecessary fold. Okay. Can we just do some here? Oops, like this, some, right? And then the other thing was change this to just a bracket. That was the other suggestion. Okay, Clippy liked it. And the answers is still correct. Okay, so we're good. I'm not sure what I was doing wrong then. Git status, git head source, git commit -m day 1 cleanup. And now we're going to prep for day 2. Git push. Oh, that's in my other repo. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that one. All right, so day 2. Source day 2. mod.rs. And we're just going to put a pub fun day02. Println day02 part 1. We'll just do that and then do it for part 2 there. And then we're going to link it into the main. I keep forgetting that I have. This is going to get very long, right? Mod, if I do every single one like this, I should macro this out. It checks. Cargo run should give us those 2 answers. Oh, I had capital P's there. All right. Be consistent. All right. And that checks. Okay, so now we're ready to get going with part 2. Let's see how this goes. Why is this not highlighting? Oh, do I have to hit refresh? There we go. timer was a little off, I guess. All right, day 2 dive. Now you need to figure out how to pilot this thing. It seems like the submarine can take a series of commands like forward 1, down 2, or up 3. Forward increases the horizontal position, down increases the depth, and up decreases the depth. Note that since you're on a submarine, down and up affect your depth, and so they have the opposite result of what you might expect. Okay. I'll buy that, but I'm not sure what they mean. The opposite result. Up, I expect my depth to decrease. Oh, maybe people got caught during beta testing and didn't do it right. Okay. Submarine seems to already have planned a course. You should probably figure out where it's going. For example, this. Your horizontal position and depth both start at 0. Steps should modify them as follows. Forward add 5 to your horizontal. Down adds 5 to your depth. Up decreases depth by 3. Okay. After following these instructions, you would have a horizontal position of 15 and a depth of 10. All right. This seems like another we're going to read the file and we're going to split up by white space now. But let's, you know what we should do is write a test because we have this neat test data here. I didn't do the test yesterday because it was so simple. Mod tests. Use superstar and then test. Position. So we're going to start off with a vector. Let commands vec of these things. Right, we're going to have to convert them into strings. Right, and add new lines because that's what we're going to get from the file. Choose string, comma, and then here, oops, and like that. And now we want to write a little function which says part 1, assert eq part 1 commands is equal to 150. Right, and now we need to write part 1. Cargo check does, and the test should fail. Oh, I don't have the test set up. I thought I had my testing set up. Now I have to go through and do that. Apologies for the was it under config nvim after FTP and Rust? Yeah. Oh. Cargo run, cargo compile. I thought I had a cargo test. I don't have a test. But I think I can do :cargo test and then make a, yeah. So not found in the scope, and then this import is not used. Okay. So I'll just have to do that by hand. Anyway, let's write part 1, which takes a commands vector. I guess we do string like that, otherwise Clippy is going to tell us something bad, and then we're going to return a usize. I'm trying to think about what part 2 might be, and I'm not sure. So now we're going to iterate over the commands. We're going to map it into a split white space, right? S dot split white space. And then we're gonna, now we have everything split up, and we're going to split it into an individual command, and then, yeah, let me do it this way. That way everything is lined up nicely, and what we'll do is a match on the command. But it's an iterator, so we have to say next on it and unwrap it, right? I think I'm doing this right. And then it's going to be forward, and forward is going to result in what? Oh, you know what? So we have two different things. Let's make it a tuple. Result is equal to, let's force it to be two I32s. This can be an I32, right? Because I want to have negatives in there. So forward is going to be, so the first I32 is going to be the depth, and the second I32 is going to be the horizontal position. I guess I could make a type, but I'm too lazy to do that. So forward is the depth, which means we're going to get a 0. And the height, no, sorry, the horizontal position is going to be whatever comes out of the command next, which we have to unwrap. And then we have to parse it into an I32 and unwrap that. And that's the tuple, right? And then up is going to be the reverse. This is going to be command next, unwrap, parse, unwrap, comma 0. Except we're going up, so it's going to be negative. Negative of all that, right? Up means negative and down means positive. So down is just this. Like that. Right, let me do that because that way it looks more neat. All right, and then once we have that, we need to handle the common case, and I'll panic in case there's something wrong. But the input on Advent of Code is generally clean. Got strange command like that. We could sort of say X, and then we're done with that. So that finishes the match. That finishes the map. How come that's not highlighting the map? That's that. That should be the map, right? And then we want to, we have a tuple now. Now we need to sum them up, right, as tuples. And this is where I think we do need a fold, because we're going to take in a tuple starting with 0, 0, and we're going to have A and B, and we're going to return in the fold A dot 0 plus B dot 0, right? So we adding together the depth, and then A dot 1 plus B dot 1, we're adding together the horizontal positions. And that gets us a result, and then we're going to return, right? We're going to return result.0 times result.1, right? Does that cargo check? It does not. Block is empty. Block is empty. What does that mean? You might have not meant to close it. How is the block empty? That's that one. That's that one. Is it because the negative is throwing it off, maybe? Do I have to do that? No, it's still telling me my block is empty. Let's see if there's a more useful yeah, there's a mismatch somewhere. Okay. Okay, I messed something up. There's so many parentheses here I lost. Oh yeah, look, right here. There. There was an extra one. Okay. Method cannot be called on ampersand string. Okay, so maybe we do need a vec of strings here. Oh, it's mutable. I need to get a mutable vec of strings, right? Nope. Mute vec. Method cannot be called due to unsatisfied. Let's see what the unsatisfied constraint is. Unsatisfied trait bound. Oh, this is what we were seeing yesterday. Hi, Togglebit. It needs to be an iterator. I thought, oh, I have to go iter like this. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, okay. And now it can't borrow as mutable, so this needs to be mute. Ah, that was it. Thank you, Togglebit. So let's see if my cargo test. Oh, I have to pass in a mutable, which means this has to be mutable, which means this has to be mutable. Okay, so the test passed. That means I got 150. Now I have too many windows open. So now let's copy the code from day 1 that reads the lines and converts them. No, just reads the lines. We just need that. Okay, and then we need to change that to input day 2, and I need to grab my input. I got raided. Thank you for the raid. I missed the raid. Thank you, Raphael, for the raid. Much appreciated. Enjoy lunch. Yeah, I need to set up sound alerts, otherwise I miss things like that. All right, so this is my day 2 input. So this is input day 2 text. Yeah, it can happen when I generally need to. But if I set up the little sound alerts for raids, then I'll be able to hear those. I got to do that. All right, so let's get my downloads. Input 02. day02.text, right? There we go, and move that into inputs. Okay. And don't let myself get distracted. I got to interact with chat, though. That's what makes doing live streaming a lot of fun, is being able to chat with people. See ya. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the raid. All right. So we have now a vector of strings. These are my lines. I should just be able to say part 1. Part 1 of, oh, this has to be mutable now. That's bad, because I'm going to need it again for part 2. Maybe I need to do some cloning or something, although I don't want to do that. Does this, if I'm splitting the white space on, maybe this needs to s.clone split white space? I don't know. Let's just get part 1 working. And I messed up something. I messed this up here. And I have to use standard fs file. And then the prelude, right? That was the other thing I forgot from last time. 2y. Put those there. Okay, so that builds. I also need to make a change so I don't have to run every day, but that's a later change. Oops, let's close that. And I got a number, so I have no idea if that's a good number or not, but it is a number, and it's the right answer. Huzzah! Okay, so this was. Let's check in with Clippy. Okay, let's quit out of this in case I did something wrong. Oh, git add source and inputs. Git diff staged. All right, I don't need to see all that. Git commit -m day 2 part 1. Push that up to my repo. Take a look at my repo, because I'm obsessive like that. All right, and we have day 2 part 1 is in the bag. Okay, so now we need to do day 2 part 2. Okay, and this is where everything is going to break down because I made the lines mutable and now they're all mutated. Based on your calculations, the planned course doesn't seem to make any sense. You find the submarine manual and discover the process is actually slightly more complicated. Of course it is. In addition to horizontal position and depth, you also need to track a third value, aim, which starts at 0. The commands also mean something entirely different than you first thought. Down increases your aim, up decreases your aim, and forward does two things. It increases your horizontal position by x and increases your depth by your aim multiplied by x. Okay. Again, note since you're on a submarine, down and up do the opposite of what down means, aiming in the positive direction, and up means aiming in the negative direction. All right, so now we have to figure out how we can do this, because we've mutated the commands here. So I'm going to see if we can get away without a mutable up here first before I do that. See if we can fix this. And I think if I clone this, maybe? I hate fixing things with clones, but no, returns a value referencing data owned by current function. I don't know an easy way to do this then. Because I think if I mute, yeah, let me put all those mutes back. I think what happens is my lines change, right? I'm going to change this. Let me comment this out again. I'm going to print, right? And we'll just take a look at lines of 0. No, it's still forward 5. Okay, so maybe it's safe. Maybe what we did is okay, and we can just do that with part 2. All right, so based on this, it's a new value answer of 900 for part 2. 900. And part 2 looks like Tekachan21. Thank you for the follow. We have a vec of string I32. I had to make that mutable, right? I left that out. All right, so this has to be mutable here as well. Return I32, let result, and instead of this, we have a horizontal position of 15 and a depth of 60, but we also have aim. So now we have to have a 3-way tuple. And now I'm regretting not making it something neat. So we're going to iterate. We're going to map, split, white space. And we're going to say map command. Next, unwrap, just like we did before. And we're going to grab these guys. And we're going to modify them. So now, what happens with forward? Forward does two things. So let's do that last then. Down increases your aim by X units. So this will be aim, horizontal position, and depth. That's how I'm going to remember it, by doing this. And stop hitting F1. Okay. So for up, let's put up first, and it's going to decrease your aim by X units, and it's going to leave the other two alone. Down increases your aim by X units and leaves the other two alone. And now forward does two things. It increases your horizontal position. It doesn't change your aim, so that's 0. But it does change your horizontal position by X units. That's HPOS. And then it's going to increase your depth by your aim multiplied by X. So the current aim. So maybe we can't do it this way then. Because how do we get the current aim multiplied by this value? All right, so maybe we just do it the lazy way. Let aim equals, aim starts to 0 too. Okay. H pause. And maybe once I implement it this way, I'll be able to see a good way to do it using function composition for. Oh, we're getting some lovely spam now. Wonderful. How do I block your DAS? Sorry about this. I just need to take care of the spam here. There we go. All right. Back to the real world. For commands, command in commands. Let's see, we're going to split the white space again. Command.split white space. And we're going to match. We're going to do the same thing here, right? As this. But instead, in our match statement, we're going to modify aim hpos and depth. So up is going to result in our aim being decreased, aim minus equals that, without any of this stuff, right? Down is going to increase our aim, right? And then forward is going to do two things. It's going to increase our horizontal position by this, and it's going to modify our depth by aim times the same thing, right? Those get semicolons because we're in a brace, and that goes there, and then we have the same panic message here. Like that. Right? And then we have to, now we're doing this map thing, which means we have to, I don't want to do it this way. So split white space returns an iterator on the string. I want to be able to look at the two different things in the string. I can just do this, right? Let mu x equal command white space. Let mu direction equals command next. Unwrap. And let mu value, right, equals command next. Unwrap parse I32 unwrap. Right, and then we can match on the dir. Right? And then the answer is the horizontal position and depth of 60. So we're just returning hpos times depth. And if this compiles, I'm going to be in shock. And didn't. So cannot be called on mute string. Did we split white space? Do we get a string. Oh, command. I meant to do X here. What we're doing is we're grabbing the split string. Unwrap needs parens. Right, now we're not doing this, we're just getting the val. That does make the code a little easier to read. 4 warnings. We don't need the mute, we don't need the mute there, and part 2 is never used. Okay, so those don't need to be mutable. That gets down to 2, and we should be able to do a cargo test. Oh, and I forgot to uncomment that. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so both tests passed. So that means I should be able to do here part 2. And fix that. Okay. We got another number. It's much bigger than the first number. And it's the right answer. Huzzah! Okay, we did it. Let's take a look at that. Let's go here and do a Clippy. Yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed I couldn't figure out how to do this in a using function composition. I can't think on my feet that fast. Still pretty new to Rust, but this is pretty neat. We got the solution. We're able to split everything up. Let's get this pushed. Commit A2 part 2 and push that up. All right, and there it is.